mid-2000s, where have you gone? You brought us such amazing new shows, and the shows we already had were in the prime of their seasons. Some people may be nostalgic about the 90s, but I am all about the mid-2000s. Shaolin Showdown, Teen Titans, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. All of it was just amazing. But true, the mid-2000s were rather odd with experimenting with new cartoons.
Get ready to go on an odyssey with 4 kids just to name Ricky and Trupe.
But the majority were amazing. And the show I will be reviewing today is a true gem of such amazing times. Today, I will be reviewing Code Lyoko. First things first, let's talk about the show's history. Now, Code Lyoko is a French animated series owned by Moonscoop. This is rather surprising as most Cartoon Network shows are either American or Canadian made, which can be good, as well as...
Let's go dancing! It makes you feel good inside and happy!
So if I do that, I will be living?
Yes!
Unscramble the Scrambled Flashcard Sentence Game. And I, Angela Anaconda, am the Tapwater Undisputed Springs of Champ Unscrambling.
The crunchy parts are my favorite. Here. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. The show ran from 2004 to 2007 here in America, and what a great run it was. So much that it premiered a 5th season in 2012. It's like what they're doing with the new Samurai Jack. Just a little while longer. I am just so excited to get this review started, so let's not waste any time. Now, disclaimer. The opinions stated in this video are my own without the influence of any party. I do not own the rights of any of the material owned in this video, and all rights belong to their respective properties. Now, I want to start this review off by addressing the elephant in the room. While this show has many, many reasons to enjoy it, the one thing that even fans feel indifferent about is the animation. This show is split between 2D animation and 3D animation. The 2D animation works for the real world, while the 3D animation works when the characters are in the cyber world. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the animation in this show is a bit off in places, but I find that to be a charming aspect of the show. It's just very basic, and it never tries to be anything more. This show is proud of its flaws, and sometimes that's a good thing. Shows today have shown us that you don't need the best animation to have an amazing show. Anyways, the show opens up with a really catchy theme song, which is actually quite surprising. It's just a basic song, there's nothing amazing to say about it. It's just one of those themes that when you hear it, it just gets you so emotionally invested in everything. It has the same effect as the DuckTales theme song. So the episode starts off with school reporters Millie and Tamia reporting news about the upcoming school prom. We are then introduced to this show's very own bitch character.
Sissy, how about a few words for our TV audience before the big night?
Sorry, Munchkins.
But it's for the school news program. What about freedom of the press?
Oh, Millie, little dipsticks your age don't have any freedom, understand?
Don't bother trying to remember her name, you'll just remember her as that bitchy school bully. Now, every show about school has to have some kind of cartoony school bully. However, this show actually manages to show some real harshness to its bullying. It's not just some, oh, I'm gonna take your lunch money, kid, or time to shove you in the locker. This show actually shows bullying in a relatable way.
Don't forget you have to have a date, and I don't know anyone who'd want to go with a jerk like you.
There are lots of other boys.
Oh, yeah? What are you waiting for, then? Try and
Ulrich, would you be my date tonight?
I'm sorry, Millie. It wouldn't be a very good idea. I'm too old for you.
What did I tell you? But don't worry, Millie. I'm sure you'll find a boy for the sandbox dance. Meanwhile, why don't you go play with your dolls?
See just how terrible and awkward that was? If there is one thing this show does right, it's making some very relatable characters. Yes, the characters have some kind of stereotype behind them, such as Jeremy, who is the smart kid, or Odd, who is the fun-loving party dude. But besides those obvious stereotypes, there are some actual human and relatable moments that flesh out the characters as the series go on. But after that very dramatic moment, we get to Jeremy, who gives us the first glimpse at the world of Lyoko, as well as an introduction to the character Aelita. She is a girl who is trapped inside the world of Lyoko, and Jeremy has been working together with her to one day help her find a way back into the real world.
I'm making progress with my research, so you can come and live with us. The key to materialization? You found it at last? Well, no, not yet, but I'm working on it. It's just a matter of time.
Here we are also introduced into the CG animation of this show, which isn't that bad, honestly. Again, low-budget TV shows trying to use CG was not a very good idea, but the show managed to make it work. The creators kept the CG animation very basic. They weren't going for the most amazing backgrounds or the most daring visuals. Keeping it basics has made it age decently, so much that it can even compete with modern TV CGI. Anyways, we cut back to Millie, who has ran off to hide in some storage shed to cry over what had happened with her stuffed animal, which I would make a joke about, but this doesn't seem to be the appropriate time for that. Anyways, after she finishes sulking, she heads back with her friend to finish her report, which she ends up leaving her teddy bear behind, which does introduce us to the show's main villain, Xana. You know, not many villains can possess a teddy bear and still be terrifying as fuck, but Xana is one of those villains. Xana is a computer virus who has supernatural powers about him. He has the ability to possess objects if they are within range of electrical currents, such as vehicles, appliances, computers, and occasionally even humans. So he is a very worthy enemy. But we cut back to Sissy, aka the bully. Now, this scene is very daring for a kids show, especially the first episode of a kids show. But this scene is actually really cool. We see Sissy changing in her room while she is being stalked by the Xana-possessed teddy bear.
A bunch of babies at our prom. They've gotta be kidding. Who's there? Answer me, who is it?
Sissy gets scared off by the possessed teddy bear and reports it to the school principal. Now, in any other scenario, this would seem like a bad thing, but if anything, it seemed like Xana actually wanted to help that girl out. I mean, he just trashed the fuck out of that room and just gave her waking nightmares for weeks. So, yeah, he seems like an amazing, upstanding friend, actually. But as Millie goes back to the shed, all happy with what had happened to Sissy, she finds that her teddy bear has gone missing, which Millie to me to get caught by one of the greatest characters in animation history, Jim.
Caught you! It's forbidden to play in the garden shed.
Wait a minute, Jim. It was my...
I don't want to know why. I've told you 100 times that this place is much too dangerous for children. Now, I hope I've made myself real clear. Entry forbidden. Access reserved for adults.
With you, everything is off limits. Girl, okay, I'm young, so what? It's only big kids who can say what they think, huh?
Ah, so you think you're real big kids. Okay, that's fine. News report or not, the two of you are grounded for tonight in your room.
This character is like the perfect teacher in every way. He is tough on students, but he doesn't mind being a friend at times. In any situation of danger, he will go above and beyond to make sure the kids make it out safely. Even in situations where there is certain death, he will stay there and comfort the students as they are about to die. And yeah, just a fair warning, this show actually gets very dark in how Xana attacks, such as sinking the school and drowning all the kids in mud, or launching nukes causing worldwide devastation, or some Final Destination scenarios. But all that aside, you can always count on old Jim here. He is a teacher first, friend second. Although, Jim may regret being the teacher this time.
What's going on now? Who's there? Come on out! You better watch out! I'm a black belt!
Also, it should be said that Jim isn't a very big believer in the supernatural, so when this kind of stuff does happen, he tends to lose his mind a tad bit. Odd tries to check up on Jim and discovers just what exactly attacked him. So Odd and Jeremy head to Lyoko while Ulrich and Yumi stay at the school. That's when we finally get to see the supercomputer, which may have all the power of a modern-day iPhone. But back in 2005, this computer had the power to hold an entire virtual world. Anyways, we see Odd get transferred into the virtual world, showing off a new form. In Lyoko, each of the kids, besides Jeremy, have some virtual avatar with some kind of power. Odd can shoot arrows and do some cool acrobats, Ulrich has dual katanas and has super speed, and Yumi has a folding fan. Which may sound weak, but it's actually really badass. And of course we have Alita, who is honestly the queen of escort missions. She is the only one who can deactivate the towers needed to stop Xana, so she has to be escorted by all the other characters. She doesn't have any weapon, and her only ability is to interact with the environment, but not in a cool way. But with Xana always after her to either kill her or take over her body so he has full access to Lyoko, these missions are always suspenseful. But back in the real world, Ulrich has discovered that the Xana-possessed teddy bear is heading straight for Yumi's house, where she is... Again, another brave move, Code Lyoko. So Ulrich makes it just in time as the Godzilla teddy bear just makes it by her house, and so they make a run for the school, which in hindsight may not have been the best idea for countless reasons, but we cut back to the 3D world where they are being attacked by Xana's minions, who each take on the form of some kind of bug. For a low-budget show, these CG fight scenes can actually be really impressive at times, especially later on in the series. But back at the school, Ulrich tries to evacuate everyone, but, as you would expect, people don't seem to take you seriously when you start shouting about a giant Godzilla-sized teddy bear coming to attack you.
Get out of here! We have to evacuate the gym! Now, keep calm. I'm not joking, this is serious. We are about to be attacked by a gigantic teddy bear!
I knew it!
A gigantic teddy bear. Come on. Why not King Kong while you're at it?
God, Xana is just so fucking badass. But it all had to come to an end, as Xana's minions failed and Alita was able to enter the tower, activating Code Lyoko. And thus Xana was stopped and time rewinded just one day into the past. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention that after activating Code Lyoko, time will rewind back before it all happened. This is good not only to revert all the lives taken and damage Xana had made, but as well as changing just one thing so all these events would never happen. And, of course, the one thing that could have avoided all of this disaster was just...
Ulrich, would you be my date?
Be glad to, Millie. I'll see you here at 8.
Really?
Why, sure. You're not too mad at me, are you, Yumi?
Not at all.
And that was Code Lyoko. It still holds up today as well as it did 12 years ago. This shows that animation isn't the only important thing when making a show. From fun, relatable characters to life-threatening moments to just relaxing school life, Code Lyoko surpasses all of them with flying colors. I know this show doesn't seem so great from just the first episode, but as the series goes on, it does get better. It starts out very formulaic and predictable, as you would expect from a kids show, but as the series goes on, it gets incredibly better. There are some things I wanted to show in this review that would help my point get across, but this is just one series I don't want to risk spoiling, even if I couldn't show my absolute favorite badass character. And for those that have seen the series, you know who I'm talking about. All things considered, I give this show an absolute recommendation. Thank you for watching.